England, Birmingham, 1900. A city built on smoke, sweat, and silence. While the black smoke of factories covered the sky, a different kind of war was being fought in the streets, not for honor, but for survival. Birmingham was the heart of the Industrial Revolution. But this heart didn't always beat with steel. It beat with desperation. Every morning, thousands of workers disappeared into the fog, and every night they returned to the same darkness. And from that darkness, they emerged. Men in tailored suits, peaked caps pulled low, walking with pride through the filth and fear. They were called the Peaky Blinders. In Birmingham slums, poverty wasn't a curse. It was normal life. In Victorian England, disease, filth, and hopelessness trapped thousands in the same cycle. From that hopelessness, around 1887, in the district of Small Heath, the Peaky Blinders were born. These young men, all from the working class, rose to power by defeating rival gangs like the Sloggers. It wasn't just a gang. It was a rebellion of those abandoned by society. They refused to remain invisible. They dressed like kings, silk scarves, tailored coats, bell-bottom trousers. Their style became their weapon. It showed the world that even the poorest could look powerful. And the name Peaky Blinders carried its own legend. Historian Carl Chin explains. Peak referred to the peaked cap, while blinder was Birmingham slang for stylish or well-dressed. It wasn't about violence, it was about identity. But soon, the myth would take over the truth. The sharpest myth of all was the razor blade in the cap. Stories say they stitched blades into their hats, slashing their enemies with a flick of the head. It's a perfect image. Cinematic, dangerous, and completely false. In reality, safety razors weren't even mass-produced when the gang ruled. Instead, members tilted their caps downward during fights to blind or confuse their opponents. Not to cut, but to control. The real Peaky Blinders didn't deal in grand conspiracies or politics. They ruled through street violence, extortion, robbery, illegal betting, and land grabbing. Every coin passed through their hands. Their leader? Not Thomas Shelby, but a real man named Thomas Gilbert, a name he changed often to avoid arrest. Most knew him by his alias, Kevin Mooney. He wasn't a mastermind crime boss, but a street general commanding loyalty through fear. Even the police avoided them. The gang often practiced constable baiting, a brutal game of provoking and attacking officers. In 1897, Police Constable George Snipe was killed. In 1901, Officer Charles Philip Gunter met the same fate, but their survival didn't prove strength. It exposed the weakness of Birmingham's law enforcement. The city was broken, and Peaky Blinders were the proof. But every gang meets a stronger rival. The Peaky Blinders' downfall wasn't heroic. It was inevitable. By the 1910s, a more powerful, better organized force rose. Billy Kimber's Birmingham Boys. They didn't just fight the Blinders, they erased them. The real Peaky Blinders vanished long before the 1920s, years before the Sabini gang ever came to power. The TV show reimagined this, making them legends who lived far longer than history allowed. But in truth, by the early 1920s, the Blinders were gone. Some were dead, some imprisoned, some simply lost to the fog of Birmingham, yet their name remained. Even after their fall, the words Peaky Blinder became slang for any street thug in the city. The myth outlived the men. Years passed. The stories whispered through Birmingham's pubs and alleyways, and one boy grew up hearing them from his father. His name was Stephen Knight. Decades later, he turned those whispers into a legend, a TV series that revived the myth. But behind every frame, Behind every razor-tipped hat and slow walk through the fog lies this truth. They were real. They dressed like gentlemen and fought like beasts. The razors were a myth, but the blood, the scars, and the fear they left behind, that was all too real.